Hello and welcome back. Today we're talking about co-parenting with a difficult ex. If you have children and you have an ex and the relationship is difficult, even if it is good, there are difficulties. You know what I'm talking about. You feel my pain. It is emotional. It is stressful. A difficult ex describes any personality, okay? This is a person that is trying to control all the decisions that are made about the children, who is trying to undermine any decisions that you make, who never agrees with any decisions that you make, but constantly wants to question you on any suggestions you have, and who might not have any suggestions of their own, as is the case with my ex. I feel like I'm on trial a lot of times. Just someone who just generally wants to make your parenting life a living hell. How do you deal with such a person? What I have found is, firstly, I have my boundaries and I stick to them like glue, super glue if you have to. I'm not moving, I'm not budging on that, because I find the moment I budge, there's always something else. There's always something else that can be changed, something else that can be twisted and whatever. Have your boundaries, and 2, stick to your boundaries. 3, have 3-0 meetings like we do. So I will not have a meeting with my ex on my own without somebody else being present, because that will just get twisted and used against me as it already has been. And so I absolutely refuse, for my safety, my children's safety, to have any meetings with my ex. Absolutely not happening. If I should have an encounter with them, it is recorded, because unfortunately, my ex is the kind of person that just twists everything, and I need to protect myself. Go to counselling if you need to, as another option if you're at that place. Go to court. Get legal documentation that protects you and the things you're supposed to be doing, because with a court order, everybody has to stick to it. You can't chop and change it. Well, you can if there's agreement, but if you're in a situation like mine, having a court order is the absolute protection, because then you know what you can do and your ex knows what they can do, and most importantly, what they can't do. And my final survival guide tip is develop yourself. Do self-development, meditate, become self-aware. Know who you are as a person, what you're prepared to tolerate, what you're not prepared to tolerate. And that way, irregardless of what's happening around you, what your ex is doing or trying to do, you know who you are, you know what your priorities are, your children, and therefore it won't get to you. And you know to be the bigger person and walk away and just let that play out all by itself. It is difficult, and in some cases it never gets better, and you have to stay strong, because the most important thing that you have to keep at the center of all of this are your children, their needs, their development, because they did not ask to be born, they did not ask to be put into this situation. It's unfortunate that relationships break down, but they do. So keep your children at the center of it. Look after your mental health. Look after your health. Because if your mental health is good and your health is good, then you're best placed to make those good decisions for your children, to not be affected by your ex-partner trying to manipulate you, trying to affect your mood. You are in a very good position to just bounce it off and keep going, and remember what is important to you and to your children's lives. And before you know it, they'll have grown up and they will be adults who can make decisions for themselves. So my last word is make sure you are developing yourself so that you are not affected by other people and their behaviors, to enable you to be the best and most consistent parent to your children. Share your stories of your difficult exes below.